الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. This is our last session of today and the weekend, talking about the final days of this world. So far the scenario: Prophet Isa alayhi salam established Islam, there is peace. Like I said, the hadith has to be inspected regarding its authenticity, regarding around how long will that be, 1,000 years more or less. But then gradually the end will come. Allah will ordain that this world will end, because that's the way Allah designed it, that this nice life, this nice earth that we see will be destroyed. And that's the destiny that awaits it. And it has to happen in a certain way. And alhamdulillah, out of the mercy, just to show you that death sometimes can be a mercy. But imagine Allah will send that wind to suffocate the believers. That, just to show you that death is not all bad. Because Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "La taqumu as-sa'a illa ala shirar an-nas." The worst of the children of Adam, the worst of the creation, will be alive when the hour comes. Let's explore what we have. After Islam spreads far and wide, encompassing the east and the west, it will become weak once again, and evil will become strong. Again, remember I said, these minor signs which we're living right now, we're going to gradually reintroduce themselves. The killing, the usury, the adultery, things will get bad. This great religion will be taken away. The Quran will be removed, and knowledge will vanish. Allah will take in death everyone in whose heart is any trace of Iman, faith. And after that, none will be left but the most evil of creation, upon whom the hour will come. Ibn Majah narrated that Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman said, he heard the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying, Islam will wear out like the adornment of a garment wears out, because you're washing it. Like imagine you have like adornment, like stuff the more you wash it, it wears out. Until no one will know what fasting is, what praying is, what charity is. The book of Allah will be taken away in one night, and not one ayah will be left on earth. There will remain groups of people, old men and old women, who will say, La ilaha illallah. And then the young ones will ask them, what is La ilaha illallah? What is this? They will say, we heard our father saying it. We don't know. We just heard them saying La ilaha illallah. When Hudayfa narrated this hadith, one of his students, I don't recall his name, is a very interesting hadith. His name is, subhanallah, ذهب من ذاكرتي. What will La ilaha illallah will do for them? قال له تنجيهم من النار. The fact that they say La ilaha illallah will save them from hell. تنجيهم من النار. In another hadith, the Messenger explained to us how the remnant of the righteous, the leftover, will pass away at the end of time. According to Hadith Abi Hurairah, by Muslim, Allah will send a wind from Yemen. Another wording from Sham too, and it could be from both places. Softer than silk, and it will not leave anyone in whose heart is an atom weight of faith, but it will seize him. It is narrated from Anas that the hour will not begin until it's no longer said on earth, Allah, Allah. In Muslim, it's narrated from Nawas ibn Sam'an and attributed to the Prophet. Whilst they are like that, Allah will send a good wind which will seize them beneath their armpits and will take the soul of every believer and every Muslim. There will be left the most evil of people who will fornicate like donkeys, and upon them the hour will come. Another of the ways in which Islam will disappear, those days will be that no Hajj will be performed. There will be no Hajj, no Umrah. In Musnad Ahmad, in Musnad Abi Ya'la, Al-Mawsili, wa Mustadrak Al-Hakim, Abi Sa'id narrates that the Messenger said, the hour will not come until there is no Hajj to the house. No Hajj or Umrah, yeah. But there will be Hajj and Umrah after Ya'juj and Ma'juj. And I just want to tell you that hadith establishes that there will be ibadah after Prophet Isa. But until then, the worship, Abi Sa'id narrates, people will come on Hajj and Umrah to this house even after Ya'juj and Ma'juj emerge. So this will happen years afterwards. Mankind's return to ignorance and idol worshipping. When Islam disappears and the Quran is taken away and the soul of every person in whose heart is an atom weight of faith is taken, mankind will return to their former state of ignorance, or an even worse state. They will obey the shaitan and worship idols. The Messenger has told us that what will happen after the death of Isa. Abdullah ibn Umar narrates in Sahih Imam Muslim, then Allah will send a cold wind from the direction of Syria. That's what I meant. That we have two hadith. One of them, the wind will come from Yemen and come from Syria, both. And no one will be left on the face of the earth who has an atom weight of goodness or faith in his heart, but it will seize him. Even if one of you were to enter into the heart of a mountain, it will follow you until it sees you. So you can't escape from that wind. Like if you try to go inside, it's going to follow you. I heard that from the Prophet ﷺ, there will remain the most evil of people who will be as careless as birds and with the minds of wild beasts. They will not appreciate any good or condemn any evil. The shaitan will appear to them. Will you not respond? They will say, what do you command us to do? He will tell them to worship idols, but despite that, they will have abundant provision and comfortable life. Then the trumpet will be blown. Among the idols which will be worshipped will be the false goddess of Daws, Wallat wal Uzza, kama fil Bukhari. The hour will not come until the buttocks of the women of Daws move while going around Dhul Khullasa, the idol which they used to worship during Jahiliyyah. In Muslim, it's narrated from Aisha that she heard the Messenger of Allah saying, this is an important hadith here because some of you may be confused. When the Rasul made that statement that idols will be worshipped again, Aisha said, Ya Rasulullah, hasn't Allah said in the Quran, هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله? Should look at Aisha, how she understands the Quran. O Messenger of Allah, hasn't Allah said in the Quran that Allah sent His Messenger with the truth and that truth will overpower falsehood? I thought that when Allah revealed the words, here it is. It is who sent His Messenger with guidance and the religion of truth to make it superior over all the religions, even though the mushrikeen may not like it. What did the Prophet say? He said that promise would be fulfilled forever. When? The fulfillment during the time of Prophet Isa. But that will be the case for as long as Allah wills. Everyone who has a mustard seed, word of faith in his heart will die. And there will remain those in whom there is no good. They will return to the religion of their forefathers. وَعَلَيْهِمْ تَقُومُ السَّاعَةُ. At that time, moral standards will deteriorate dramatically. It is narrated by Al-Bazzar al-Musnad that the hour will not come until the people commit fornication in the street like donkeys. No. All of these, by the one in whose hand my soul is, my ummah will not cease to exist until a man has intercourse with his wife, with a woman in the street, and the best of them at that time will say to this man, just, hide or something. And they are not going to say, don't commit adultery. At this time, the Kaaba will be destroyed. Maybe this is the time when the Suwayqatayn will destroy the Kaaba, according to the hadith narrated by Imam Ahmad. There is a typo here in his Musnad. Allegiance will be given to a man between al-Rukn and al-Maqam, and no one will violate the sanctity of the house except those who will be living there. When they violate that, then do not ask about the destruction of the Arabs. Then the Abyssinians will come and destroy it, and it will never be rebuilt. They are the ones who will extract its treasure. There is a treasure, ya ikhwah, under the Kaaba, or in that vicinity. Qabilat Jurhum buried it. Jurhum, when they were attacked, they hid Zamzam and a lot of gold. Allah informed Abdul Muttalib about Zamzam. Where is the place of Zamzam? But that gold still hidden in that area. Guess who will take it out? The Abyssinians. They will come for it. Imam Ahmad also narrated that Abdullah ibn Umar, that he heard the Messenger of Allah saying the Kaaba will be destroyed by those Suwayqatayn from Abyssinia. He will rob it of its adornment and take away its covering. It is as if I can see him bald, with distorted wrists and ankles, striking with his shovel and bickle axe. He's called the Suwayqatayn. Why? Because of his feet are what? Like a bow, what do you call that? Afhaj. الرجل الأفحج. Like Abu Trika, Abu Trika, but he's overdone. People like their feet are like this. Afhaj. At this time, the sun will rise from the west, and the beast, among the clear signs which will point to the onset of the hour, the sun will rise from the west, the beast will emerge. All of these are, and then the last thing, the fire out of Yemen, which will gather the people to their land of gathering. The last sign, which will appear before the hour begins, will be a fire which will emerge from the bottom of Adam and will drive the people towards their place of gathering. We have quoted above the hadith in which the messenger listed the portents of the hour. We shared that with you before. In al-Bukhari, hadith Anas, that Abdullah ibn Salama heard that the messenger of Allah had come to Medina. Abdullah ibn Salam, had come to, when Rasulullah came to Medina, he was asked, by Abdullah ibn Salam about three things. One of them, what was the first sign of the hour? He said that fire which will gather people to their place of gathering. That fire will come out of Aden, Hadramaut, Yemen. These are the places mentioned. The land of gathering is in Syria. That is the view of the scholars based on so many hadith. The land towards which the people will be gathered is Syria. In Kitab Fada'ul al-Sham, Abu Dharr, Syria narrated that the Prophet said Syria is the land of gathering and the resurrection. This is narrated in al-Musnad. And this is the view of these scholars, Al-Khattabi, Tibi wal Qurtubi. There is a R there, Ibn Kathir and Ibn Hajar. They all share that opinion that the greater Syria will be the land of gathering. That's it. With that, the events of the day of resurrection. It's going to be a very exciting weekend where, first of all, we're going to describe how this world will be destroyed. It's very interesting. There is a hadith Abdullah ibn Umar, I believe. If you want to look how the hour will occur as if you see it, I believe recite al-infitar, wal-takwir, wal-inshiqaq. Those three surahs. And then the fact that everyone will die, these bad people will die. And then there is a duration of time. After that, Allah will command Israfil to blow in the trumpet again. That is when every human being will rise from beneath earth. We read also that Allah will send the rain مثل الطل, like the dew, اللي هو الندى. And the rain will go to earth, and it will contact the only piece that does not decay from our body. What's it called? Anybody knows? عجب الذنب. عجب الذنب. قال صلى الله عليه وسلم كل ابن آدم يبلى إلا عجب الذنب. A bone very small, a lentil in the spinal. Earth doesn't eat. We all become earth except that small, tiny, little bone. That rain will contact that bone, and imagine this, our bodies will grow beneath the ground. We're going to grow beneath the ground, our bodies. But a different body now, huge. That you can see the angel, you can stand for 50,000 years. You see the angels, the jinn, handle seeing Allah if Allah wills. That body will drown, but doesn't die. The sun can handle the sun being only a mile away from the heads, because Allah will prepare a new body. Then earth will open. Imagine, by all the sudden, Ya waylana man ba'athana. Al-Kuffar will say that, min marqadina. And then the angels will tell them, هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون. This is al-Ba'ath. So imagine, you're rising. Sometimes I watch these movies where these little animals that dig down and they come down with their necks like this. Every time I read about resurrection, I remember these little animals. They have holes in, I don't know which animal, but they look like this up, and we're going to do like that, And subhanAllah, this is where here we are, we're looking for somebody to call the adhan. Huh? Look at the, also reflect upon this, the mu'adhineen will have what? This is actually going to be very beneficial in the day of resurrection because everybody is standing and you want to know what's going on, right? So if you're short, you really don't know what's going on. So you're going to have to do this. But imagine someone who is mu'adhin will have what? As if you have a camera goes like this, Okay, this is what's happening. Because people are standing, you want to know what's going on. This is real, ya ikhwa. It's not something that is going to be a real happenings. So people will rise. Imagine now when we end up gathering 1 million people in one place. That was a 1 million man march. Man, that was مليونية Egypt. مليونية الغضب ومليونية مش عارف ايه. Imagine this مليونية from Adam until the last soul born. Imagine the mass number of people. And now people will be standing, don't even know what's going on. for years. I read يا إخوة one hadith, 400 years, people standing. The sun is 1 mile away. تدنو الشمس من رؤوس الخلائق مقدار ميل. 1 mile. يعني one of the scholars said الميل, يعني one of them said الميل is not the mile, but what is meant by the mile is the thing that the women do the kuhl with. It's called mascara or something. And this sun, by the way, is not the sun that's supposed to give light, only heat. And it's 10 times our sun. People will be soaking in their sweat. Some, their sweat will reach their waist, their ankles, and some actually will be drowning. We used to have a singer in Egypt who used to sing this song in Abdul Halim Hafiz, إني أتنفس تحت الماء إني أغرق. It's going to be like that, you know, that you're breathing. He's saying, I'm breathing under the water, I'm drowning. So you're going to be drowning, but you're not going to die. The person will not die. That's the way it's designed. And people are standing for you, don't even know what's going on, you know. So by all of a sudden they will talk to one another. What is happening here? You know, let's talk to these messengers and prophets who used to talk us about the day of judgment. Let's approach them. And these guys, the Ibrahim and Nuh, we read that they used to talk to us about this. For sure they can help us out. What is this? Oh. So they will go to Adam. They will find Adam saying, Nafsi, 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 Nafsi. You are the father of mankind, Adam, help us out. Allah created you with His own hands, breathed in you the soul. And He askanaka al-Jannah, He placed you in Jannah. Not me, I ate from the tree. Go to Nuh. Nuh, you are the first of the prophets, messengers, yeah. Nuh will say, no, you see, I made a dua I wasn't supposed to make. I made a request I wasn't supposed to make. Or I questioned. Because Allah promised that He will save the children of Nuh. But one of them drowned. So Nuh, after said, قال رب نبني من أهلي وإن وعدك الحق. Oh Allah, having you promised to save my kids, and this son is mine too. وأنت أحكم الحاكم. بس شوف الأدب، أنت بالتأكيد في حكمة. look at the وأنت أحكم الحاكمين. بس there must be حكمة. قال يا نوح إنه ليس من أهلك. He's not your son. Just to show you that the relationship of Iman is higher than the relationship of blood. If you have a son who chooses, daughter who chooses disbelief, خلاص. You're no longer my child. Another wording that he made the supplication. The Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that لِكُلِّ نَبِيٍّ دَعْوَةٌ مُسْتَجَابَةٌ. Every messenger has an answered supplication. I have spared my da'wah to be intercession for my ummah. فنوح made his dua. What dua did he make in Surah Nuh? What did he say? What did he say? وقال نوح ربي لا تذر على الأرض من الكافرين ديار. Destroy all الكفار يا رب. Go to Ibrahim. Ibrahim will say, myself. Again, it's a long story. He was going to remember these 3 white, call them white lies, yeah, that he made. Go to Musa. Musa will, I killed accidentally this Egyptian I wasn't supposed to kill. Go to Isa. Isa alayhi salam will not mention a sin, alayhi salatu wasalam. But yet, he's going to be saying, Nafsi, Nafsi. Go to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You will find the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying, Ummati, Ummati. My ummah, my ummah. And when they make the request, they will say, I am for it. And this is, by the way, al-maqam al-mahmud, the praiseworthy station. وَمِنَ اللَّيْلِ فَتَهَجَّدْ بِهِ نَافِلَةً لَكَ عَسَىٰ أَن يَبْعَثَكَ رَبُّكَ مَقَامًا مَحْمُودًا. This is the praiseworthy station. And this is why after each adhan, we say what? اللهم ربنا رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة العالية الرفيعة. This is the daraja that the Rasul صلى الله عليه وسلم would go and intercede for all of mankind. For what? What is the intercession for? For Allah to come in a way that suits His Majesty to begin judgment. Because they are tired from standing for a long time. So I'm telling you, if you miss that weekend, you're going to be in trouble. This is what the scenes of the day of resurrection is out of this world, overwhelming. I mean, I can come up with 15 scenes, but I just limited them to 10. And we'll hint to these scenes in between. But there are 10 scenes out of this world. Out of this world. So inshallah, in 2 weeks' time, you're going to complete the class with the study of the events of that day, the scenes of that day. Alhamdulillah, we have completed the death of the human life and the death of what? Of the universe, the destruction of the universe. Now, everybody is ready to rise for judgment. We do have a question from one of the sisters. When Prophet Isa comes, will the whole world know? How will the news travel? Allah knows best, but for sure, I think ideally you need to be with Prophet Isa alayhi salam. But for sure, Allah will make everyone knows. How? We read that there is no internet, there is no Wi-Fi, but Allah will make it happen, inshallah. Other questions? Yes.
You said that the fire in Yemen that will bring the people to the gathering. But then we said that later on in another slide that Sham will be the gathering of people. So how do we reconcile between these?
Well, they will be driven towards Sham. And that is when they will be struck. Yani as if this fire will signal that the destruction of the universe. But as the world is being destructed, they will be struck, those people, and they will die. Yeah. Don't try to create a certain scenario with these signs. You find yourself always question some of the events. All right, I guess, yes.
What would be his approximate age and what location he will be coming? Is it in Jerusalem or some other locations?
The hadith says it's greater Syria. This is Ardul Mahshar wal Manshar wal Mab'ath.
And who will be his companion?
Huh?
You said his companion also come. Who will be his companion?
Who are we talking about here? Oh, you are his companions, Muslims. You should be there, inshallah. Yes. The quiz. Ya Allah. Forget about the quiz.
I mean, he can send us email.
Yeah, can we send it by email?
Yes.
You will have it tonight, inshallah. Or tomorrow maximum. What about that? Okay, tomorrow, inshallah, we'll send you the quiz by email, inshallah. I'm glad you reminded me. You're a good student, mashallah. Students asking about being quizzed, mashallah. That's an, yes, that's an outstanding. Yes, I mean.
Is there any kind of chronological order of the most 10 signs for their existence?
You see, if you would have come yesterday, we had a whole session about this actually. Just go back to the slides. Oh yeah. Not There is no evidence. We actually mentioned, we actually called it analysis study of the major signs, because there is no order, there is no sequence according to a certain hadith. But what we said was the view of Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani. If just go to the second session yesterday, listen to it, or go through the slides, you will find your answer there. Yes, but that tells me that you're paying attention, mashallah. Okay? Well, jazakumullahu khaira. We'll see you in a couple of weeks, inshallah. Subhanak Allahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.